Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Factorio with me, Kalalification. We are now in our new base, our new expansion. The most obvious feature here is the utterly massive solar farm that's been set up, as well as this accumulator farm. The point of this is to ensure we have power regardless of the time of day or the resources available. And if we look into our consumption here, you'll see one of the things that shows up on this list anyways is the laser turrets we now have. Laser turrets have been added for the defense of this base down here, and they are incredibly more effective than regular turrets. The base damage for a turret using regular ammunition is 2. The base damage for a laser turret is 5. In addition, laser turrets, they simply are much more convenient because you don't ever have to reload them. They just rely on your power always being available. If you look at our accumulator capacity, we have 275 megajoules of accumulator capacity, which I don't know exactly how that translates into watts. I'm not really familiar with that. Again, I'm a liberal arts guy, not a physical science guy, so this is beyond my area of expertise, but I do believe that that is a very large amount of stored energy, especially given the size of our accumulator farm. And the thing is, accumulators are pretty cheap. They only require a few batteries, but I guess I'll tell you kind of the structure of our new base here first. So obviously we have this copper mine. We first got attacked by that same large cluster of alien bases over here, so that's when I decided to add in these laser turrets to take them out. You can see they each have quite a few kills. Then that copper is fed into this belt here. It gets smelted in these furnaces that are running off this coal deposit. In addition, by the way, these resource deposits are all considerably more wealthy than the ones in our spawn. You can see most of these have in the 10,000 range of resources, and of course there's that large area there that's untapped still. Here's the iron and steel area. This is just sent into boxes where I personally collect it. This area here is the solar farm factory, which just takes all of the components that I need for solar farms and makes them, and then make solar farms themselves, because they do take quite a bit of time to manually construct, if you do decide to manually construct them, simply because of all the component parts you have to account for. So I think we are good on resources there. It should be able to continue making them for quite a while. And then I can show you the pattern for solar energy here. This isn't the most efficient pattern, or the best one by a long shot, but it is very convenient and easy and simple to keep to, and it's available as soon as you unlock the solar technology. You can use this pattern. So all you do is, let me go ahead and put these on my inventory bar. You simply place down, let's start a new row over here to show you, to demonstrate what goes on. You can see there's, for a second there, our turrets were engaging the enemy. I don't know if that consumed a large amount of power, but if there is ever a point when our power gets too low to allow for the solar power plant, the solar panels and the steam engines to create that power, which is highly unlikely given the output that we have on our solar panels alone is enough to power us completely during the day with a lot of room to spare. But if we ever did get to that point, we would then, the accumulators, which they aren't listed here, they would kick in on the production side of things, and they would power it until they ran out of juice. And I think they have a very large amount of energy to support us in the event that that ever did happen. So let us continue placing these. Right, I was going to demonstrate the pattern. So what you do is, let me just start here actually. You place a single one of these types of power lines, the smallest type, right? And you want to create this shape with it. And then instead of doing, like this and then making another row, no, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is stack it up like 2 out and then separate it. See how that shifts there? And then this is the reason for this, is because that's the maximum range of that power line, and in addition it covers all 4 of these, so you can have this is a highly efficient use of your space, basically. And that is why I would recommend using it. So what we can do here is just continue going down the grid here and placing more of these. And another convenient part about this is that once you have the initial pattern established, all you have to do if you want to continue it is keep stacking it to the right of the one that you've completed. And I am about to run out of... Okay, apparently I had like just enough of those power poles. Oh, never mind, I had another stack in there somewhere, so it was fine anyways. But yeah, the only thing about this is solar farms, no matter what kind you're using, they require lots of space. And the downside to this particular layout is that it's going to require a diagonal layer of space rather than a simple vertical or horizontal one. So it's going to be a larger area you're probably working with. Which can, you just got to keep that in mind if you ever decide to make it. It's best to put these things in a large open field. Obviously, this used to be a large open field here until we ran out of the space by using this gigantic solar farm, so now it's kind of running into the forest. But, we're getting back to a good point here in the long term. Right, I do believe that is actually correct. I'm just going to place that down for now. We'll go collect some more solar power plants. I've just been, basically the entire time I've gone to this new base, other than setting up the initial production facilities, I've just been expanding the solar farm. And that's because when we go to attack these new alien bases, I think what I'm going to do is bring a bunch of laser turrets with me, and then kind of, leapfrog them down until I can get close enough with them protecting me to be able to use the flamethrower and actually take out the nests themselves. So you can see again we're getting engaged over on the left side of the base there, and I'm not too worried about it. The enemy at the moment, that we have not encountered any higher level of opponents. I still have not uncovered a way to defeat the large worm that has been kind of the one structure I've been unable to deal with so far. And I think the way to do it is going to be rockets, just we don't have the tech for it yet, basically. And I have not even tried to set up the next tech level. I don't think we were ready materially for it. We are going to need, if we want to start doing that, we're going to need a large access to oil. And we don't really have that at the moment. I mean, we do have a fair number of deposits in our base. However, the problem with that is that it's highly segmented, and at this point the production level on these are kind of dwindling quite a lot. You can see there, that one's still at 1.3, so that's good, but most of these are operating around the point something margin, which is not very effective. We kind of want to tap into a new deposit if we can. So I'm going to collect all the sulfur out of there. The other thing I did obviously was extend the train track down. Another thing I did was these chests that have lots of goods in them, I just built walls around them because if the aliens did decide for whatever reason to attack up here, which they shouldn't because there's not really anything up here to attack anymore, they could attack these chests, or they could have attacked the resource chests that were undefended, and that would have destroyed all of the resources inside of them, which would have obviously been very bad. So, and apparently, wow, that was, I don't know why that's, oh, right, we apparently just used up our last bit of our steel axe there. I was wondering why that was. I didn't know if it was lagging or what was going on. This area over here is still operating. It's doing fine, producing steel and iron. It's just very far away from our current production area. And then obviously this is still producing solid fuels, although this too has also dwindled to extreme lows. I think 0.4 might be the lowest. Not entirely sure on that. The yield decreases as you use it, so I don't know if it's possible to go to straight up 0 yield. See if we can find anything lower than 0.4 here. I don't see anything there. So yeah. I guess we can also pick up whatever's left in there. We now have lots of sulfur. We've been creating batteries, a lot of batteries, and I've been using those batteries primarily for accumulators and laser turrets, which is probably what you would expect to use them for, other than, of course, if you had Science Pack 3 production underway at all, and of course we don't, because that is a major undertaking that we just don't have the material base for at the moment. And we can drop off. We've already filled up that one, so let's start filling up this box. I've got some stone here. The other thing we don't have access to is a stone mine, like of any kind, anywhere. The stone mine we had over by our old iron mine, up in this region, ran dry completely. We do have this stone deposit here, and I think that's where I'm going to set up the next stone mine. In fact, I think I might just do that right now. We're going to want to maximize production, even at the expense of, you know, the longevity of this resource deposit. So let's go ahead and, oops. Alright, so this is going to deposit a bunch of stone onto this track. What we can then do is just feed this into a couple of furnaces, if I can. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this, really. Do a couple of steel furnaces. And let's go ahead and tear down the wall right here. Where did I place those? Okay, so right here, and I will manually feed in a large deposit of that solid fuel, and then we can just simply have the stone feed in, and it will the solid fuel 64, that'll last a long time. Produces a lot of stone bricks. And we already have plenty of stone. I had a stone box up there which just had regular stone in it, so that will be able to hold us off for a while as far as regular stone goes. And really the only thing you need regular stone for is oops, sorry, just trying to place this stuff down. Okay, it's apparently not connected to the grid. The only thing you would need regular stone for is the production of railways. Alright. And we have lots of railway. So again, the primary goal at the moment is just the expansion of our energy grid so that we can use laser turrets against the alienists. And I would like to take out this alien nest over here, which is going to be pretty difficult, I would imagine. See how many we have stored up here. 6 and some number I can't read. 6 again, okay. And this will be the last batch, I think, that I do, 12 more of these. Because I think we'll have enough power, frankly. And then I can just place down a few more accumulators, rows of those, and we should be good to go, I think, on taking on one of these alien bases. Alright, so we'll go, I think we'll use the top portion here, rather than trying to dig into the forest. Just be easier to do it this way, really. There. Let's place down this, and now we can just copy that pattern over. And where's that? here and here. Alright, so what's our solar capacity at? We produce... I think we produce well over this quantity. Let's see, 60 times 177, whatever that is. That's how many kilowatts we're producing. So divided by 1,000, that'll give us our megawatts. Anyways, I think it's enough for our purposes. So let's go ahead and collect this steel also. And let's start making up a few more accumulators. And I've, you know, I don't really have any design tips on this. This is just the way I do it. Is just stack these things kind of in a pattern where you can stick a medium power thingy in the middle of a section of them. Let's make a couple more of them. Not sure exactly how many we're going to need here. Is that 4? I think so. There we go. Alright, so let's just place down some mediums in the middle to do that. And if I can show you here, whoops. So what's happening is this is consuming an enormous quantity of power right now. So apparently we can produce around 11 megawatts from our solar if we're at maximum on it. And what this is doing is consuming enormous quantity of power to charge these accumulators. And then once they have that charge, they won't consume power again. And whenever the charge is needed in the future, they will then start becoming producers. So that's how accumulators work. And our turrets are engaging again over here, apparently. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to get in our car. And we're going to go out and attack the aliens to our bottom right, the small nest over there. Go ahead and grab some more of these. And how are we doing on this basic supply? Okay, we need more iron in there. What about here? More iron. Sulfur's good. Okay, so battery production should continue for a good long while yet. Of course, we're not producing any more solar, but I think we are done with that setup in particular. I think we have enough solar power now. 11 megawatts of solar power is enough, I think. I hope. One other thing I did do that I have not actually made use of yet is I managed to create a large stash of radars. So I think I will go ahead and set up a radar thing for us. Radar network. And we should just set that up right here probably because there's nothing here. So where did I put all those radars at? There they are, 10 of them. This is an enormous quantity of power to run, of course. I think I'll do this similar to the way I did the other thing from earlier. Of course, those lasers are attacking lots of little biters there. That was a humongous wave. But they still got it in the end. How many has that killed now? 43, so that's like 15 or something in that last wave then. Make sure this isn't getting full. Okay. And go ahead and do this, and then this. Alright. Connect it to the grid, and voila, our main consumption of power now comes from these radars, which are they're going to consume, I would imagine, let's see, 300 times 11. Yeah, that's 3.4 megawatts. That's not very much, really, in the grand scheme of things. I did create a lot of these lamps, so let's just throw down a couple of these. Can actually put down a good number of them inside of here. So those things are going to go and scan lots of sectors for us. They're going to reveal territory to us. Our new source of pollution, by the way, is down here. We have a gigantic iron mine down there, so that's where the pollution's coming from. Also have the oil area and the old steam engine power. This area up here is no longer a polluter. And, you know, there's a very large quantity of, or a very large amount of space over there that's not in alien hands. Also here. So that's kind of worth maybe investigating. Oh, you can see here the accumulators are kicking into power as producers. They're just going to spend some of the energy that they saved up in the daytime. And that's just because now we have all this additional demand from the radars. So they just scanned a bunch of sectors. I don't know what they revealed. Maybe this entire chunk down here. I'm not really sure if they scan in the pattern or what. These things are fighting again. Just make sure that we actually have... Okay, solar's coming back online. Looks like this is not spending very much of our energy. So are these things charging now? Is that what's going on? Accumulators, yeah, they're charging. Okay, let me just check real quick, because our solar power is not back online yet. That's the issue. It's still the daytime, or still kind of like the early morning, so this is not really at peak yet. And it's still not at peak. I think it was 11 megawatts or so from this. So that is what we're looking for. Okay, yeah. We're close to our peak on this. And looks like these are charged again. Okay. So let's check our map. Did we learn about anything new? Looks like we just learned about this square here. See if we can spot anything like where our radar is actually investigating right now. Just kind of want to see what it's spending my power on. Before I go out into the fighting these aliens, I am going to turn the... okay, so there's that. I'm going to de-power these. Because basically I want to be able to use all of the power we have for powering these turrets. So I'm going to save it real quick here in the 4 slot. And we'll go get our car, and then we're going to drive down to right over here. And we have 14 laser power thingies, laser turrets. And I don't know exactly where the entrance to that area is, where the enemies are. Looks like we might have to go around the other way to get through there. Okay, in that case, I really don't want to have to drive around through these trees and stuff. I'm going to get out here and just tear a few of these trees down, because they are very much in the way. And then we can have an easier driving path. Okay. And again, if you don't know how to pick the longest possible distance between power lines, you just click and drag. That's what I was doing there. So we have to bring the grid with us if we are going to power our stuff. And let's go ahead and start doing mediums out here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw down a few of these turrets. Try to lure the enemy over here. I'm also going to clear out these trees, they're really getting in the way. You can just see the laser turrets are extremely deadly, very effective. Set up a second thing with them right here. And we'll swap over to our shotgun or our flamethrower for this. And we can finish him off. So that's an alien base taken care of. Ooh, they have a lot of those big worms though. Medium worm, big worm. I don't know exactly how they are going to fare, but I'm going to try and pit up some of our laser turrets against them. I'll cancel the ones I don't have the resources for at the immediate. And let's grab a few medium poles. Okay, let's start. Oh boy, we just about died. But it looks like, yeah, in a big enough volume, I mean that was like what, 4 or 5 turrets? 4 turrets, yeah. If we got a big line of these going, like, I don't know, 10 of them, and they had all the power they needed to fire, then I don't think it would be a question at all. I'm going to go ahead and save it again here. And I'm just gonna try and bring these turrets as well. And we're gonna really just go to town on these worms. Save it again just in case we do die, and then I don't have to kind of like pick up all these turrets again, basically. And this is just to experiment, see what the effectiveness is gonna be. Oh. Well, that thing, apparently that time it decided that we were dangerous enough. And that takes care of that. So let's actually... check our power supply as well. How they... Ooh, that is a lot of power they demand. But man, there we go. Takes care of them. So it looks like that's the way to go with these sort of like dangerous situations, is just bring a ton of turrets and have your power grid nearby so that you can just get in there and mess it up. Wonder if these guys drop anything. Doesn't look like they do. And actually we're down here, so I'm thinking we go after this big nest down here and just see what we can do. I'm gonna save it again. Let's go ahead and try to set up a defensive thing here. Looks like one of these a couple of them got injured actually. Let me just repair those real quick. Build a couple more of these repair kits. I think the most dangerous thing is just the worms, really. Alright, let's go ahead and set up, oh, they're already within range. Okay, well then, let's, repair this one. So these guys already have the necessary firepower to keep at bay all the potential enemies there. Now if I can get them in range of the actual enemy base, that's when the real fun starts. Apparently that's not hooked up. What? Wait, okay, yeah, it was hooked up. I just didn't see the line. I was confused there for a second how any of that was getting power. Where is it? Go ahead and do this. No, that's not in range. And go ahead and bring these down. Well, there you go. I mean, that is just absolutely brilliant right there. We have our mobile death squad here of laser turrets. I don't know how we're doing on power. Looks like the solar is just giving us everything we need right now. What's consuming? Primarily mining drills. We have 41 mining drills apparently, but only a few of them are actually digging. That's why the power requirement is so low. So that probably means that a few of our mines are backlogged on production at the moment, if there's only like that much production getting done, given their size on number. Right, so I think we're gonna bring this all with us. Yeah, we will, because I don't want it to just get torn down whenever the other aliens decide to get uppity about it. So that's good. I think we're gonna use that strategy as soon as we get back up to the base. We're gonna go and we're gonna start clearing our path up to leave this other power line here, though, for when we do want to come down to this area in the future. Our strategy is going to be going to the base to the up and left of us and taking it down. And really we want to try and do this in the daytime because that is when the solar power is going to be operating, and obviously we want to be able to not have to rely on the limited supply that can be offered by the accumulators. Alright, so let's start on this path. Certainly has a lot more aliens over here, though. Let's just save it again. And when I end this video, what I'd like to have done is actually wiped out this horrible colony of aliens. So that is the plan. Give this one an actual wall in front of it because I don't want these turrets to get overwhelmed entirely. You can see that's a medium biter. Okay, so that wiped out the enemy, although I definitely want it to be faster when we go down there into actual combat with them. What I might do then is just go and make some more of these laser turrets. You know, another 15 of these things would be great. And I'm going to get the car ready too, because that is going to allow us to have the mobility we need. I don't know if we can place structures while we're in the car. If we can, that'll make it a lot easier. Let's check. Can we do that? Oh, we totally can. All right. See, there's more medium biters now. Not entirely sure what is the parameter for spawning the later tier enemies. I think it's just the depth of the game that you're in, maybe. How's that doing for us on power, anyways? Just check our, yeah, so we are dipping into the accumulator energy, although only barely. In fact, we are actually recharging those things so quickly it doesn't even matter. Okay. So this is kind of how I want to do it, I think. If I can make more of these wooden, or these walls, yeah, I'm going to definitely need to queue up some of the walls. I think we're going to kind of leapfrog with walls and turrets through here. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel off those other set of turrets, just because I don't think we necessarily absolutely need those. Okay, let's go ahead and grab more of these turrets. And it's going to be daytime when this happens, so that's good. Even one of these nests being cleared out is kind of a fatal blow, because that is permanently reducing the amount of hostile aliens they can actually send at us from there. So we're going to keep that in mind as we try to eliminate as many of these guys as possible. Okay, so that's good. Want more walls. If you can't tell what I'm doing here, I'm trying to just kind of move our fortified walled in area up along with the guns to be able to kill aliens from within the safe spot here. Let's grab more power, throw that in. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, alright. Alright, we are definitely making progress. See here, keep moving. Alright, let's move these into my inventory so I can continue to move the wall forward. This apparently got damaged through the wall. I'm not really sure how that happened. Whatever. Bit awkward here as we kind of leapfrog up. Wait, he hit me through the wall there. Let's keep on going here with these. Alright, and how about more wall segments? We're getting close to the point where I think we're actually going to be in range of the alien nests themselves. Okay, let's go ahead and spring out a bit more here. Not a lot of commentary at the moment, I guess. Just trying to focus down the aliens. We move these up to the front now. There we go. Now they're in range of a base. It's all over for the aliens. How much accumulated energy do we have? Okay, that's an enormous quantity. Alright, so those bases are taken out. Go back here and start cannibalizing a little bit of this wall. Start using it at the front for expanding our range. And I don't know, I think that laser turret range is actually, yeah, laser turret shooting speed. I'm fairly certain that it is one of the things you can research at some point. In any case. Go ahead and do this. These trees are really the main problem with this base. Had it been a flat expanse, we definitely could have... I doubt we really would have needed the wall. I think we could have done it normally and been able to do what we came for. There we go, they can take out 2 of these bases, maybe even 3 here. Not quite. Oh my, trying to hit me through the wall, the medium biter there. Well, this definitely was expensive in terms of the wall that we had to expend to actually build this little fortification. But I'm confident in our power capabilities now. I mean, we didn't ever see a slowdown in the fire or anything like that. So that indicates to me that we're ready to do this kind of thing now. And in the future, I think, unless it's, you know, a really large base or something like extremely dangerous, then I think I'll probably off-screen this little clearing out section. As you can see, it's mostly just like waiting for the right opportunities to go forward. And man, these things have really killed a lot of aliens. And I think that is the last base right there in this section. So we have killed all the aliens. That's great. So we did finally wipe out that little threat to our base. As I said though, I do believe the parameters for upgrading the level of alien attackers, the number and the power, is based on how many you've killed, as well as the pollution. Although I think our pollution is more or less under control, especially given the amount of solar power we have. So at this point, it's really just us murdering them too hard is going to give us the trouble. So I'm going to reclaim all this stuff, and I think that'll do it for this episode. In the next one, we're going to look at actually getting Research 3 started. Well, first we're going to have to expand out to some new oil deposits, but I think that our opening up of the left here can probably help us in that regard. Along with that, we're going to try and expand even more our power generation, and maybe even expand our accumulators a bit too, just trying to ensure that we have all the energy we need to take out these dastardly aliens. So for now, on Kalalification, I'll see you in the next one.